Welcome. The thing is, you can't be playful and fixated on the result at the same time. It doesn't work. Because when we play, we are not coming from our logical mind. We're just playing, things don't have to make sense. We are not there to achieve anything, and we just go for what's there in the moment. And that's what carries us. It's kind of really being in the here and the now, and it's also being in the process. And when we get dragged too much into thinking about the result, no matter what we are embarking on, we kind of get pulled out of the playfulness. We kind of are so fixated upon achieving that where we are at is never ever good enough. It's always this rushing towards or striving towards this achievement. And the thing is, we live in a society that's very achievement result orientated, which really comes, I think, a lot from the logical mind, versus letting things, I guess, unfold and being playful and seeing what happens. It seems to be very counterproductive. It also means that it can feel like we go 2 steps forward and then 3 steps backwards. Like, it doesn't seem to make a lot of sense, only when we are looking backwards. And I had to think of, I love the sea. When you look at the sea, the waves come and they go, and they just teach you the impermanence. You're walking along the beach, and then in a minute or two, your traces have gone. And so what happens if we stop taking ourselves so seriously and just allow ourselves to be more playful again, for things to not make sense, especially when you're someone who's creating. And I think that even the creative sector has been hijacked, unfortunately, by this idea that you have to show for something, you have to prove yourself, you have to achieve something, and you have to justify what you have created, meaning that if it doesn't make any obvious sense, it's not good enough. And I remember one of my favorite authors of all times is Michael Ende. He was a children's book author and best known for the Never-Ending Story. And he had a lot of critics that were saying, yeah, you're too much in fantasy world and it's not really serving any function, so to speak, which is totally rubbish, because there were so many layers and meanings behind what Michael Ende was writing. That's from my perspective. But it was like he really followed the principle of the fool, being playful. And when you read about him, that was what a lot of his work was based on, following playfulness and the senseless and surreal. And so I totally really understand where he's coming from, and it seems to be very counterproductive to society standards. But if you really want to feel creative and create freely, you need to let go of this having to prove yourself and what will other people think and all those things, and just, go for it and have really, really fun with being irrational maybe, and for things to make not sense on an obvious level. And this is what the next story is about. And I'm gonna, as usual, I will share a little bit, a snippet, and I hope you enjoy it. Bye. Somebody has walked here before. Somebody has left a trace. There are footprints in the sand, about to be washed away. Traces to be lost in the sea. The sea, the trace keeper. With old traces within her, she washes away the new ones. There's no need to worry about traces. The sea washes them away. What's left is a canvas without traces. No fixation on the result,